So sometimes they do that, and then the boyfriend is coming back at them. I said, the minute you follow him and try to change him, then you're not yourself. And then you're turning him off even more. But when you turn yourself into someone that you know you are, then it makes an attraction. So a lot of times we're trying to solve a solution on someone that we have no control over. You can't.
Did you ever feel like you were doing that before? No. Try to change yourself for somebody before?
No. What I do, I adjust, and I realize if I think you have like a low energy, I'll work with you. If you're loyal, I'll work with you. But if I see you going astray, I change my energy. I just move on.
I have a question about the dating scene and how the dating scene has changed throughout the years. Like how women, like the dynamic between men and women is shifting.
Well, you got to look at the music industry, how the music industry control everything now. All right? Now, when you listen to Janet Jackson, you got to have a J.O.B. if you want to deal with me. So that alone telling you men had a little more stress on themselves in order to pick up somebody. And then you have the rappers coming and saying things like, everybody's a bitch, a hoe, an egg, blah, blah, blah. So when you listen to these words and you listen to these kids listening to all these lyrics, growing up with it, they sort of live that out today. Because when I look at young girls today, everybody wants like 3-4 boyfriends to buy them things. So you're actually living like, as we will call, quote unquote, in a situation, a hoe. And if you call it that, they don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Because
they're empowered by...
Yes, they're empowered by it because that's what the rappers say, and then they sort of enlightened by these rappers because they're singing word for word. It's a kind of like derogatory way, and today is like, I feel that young girls today, they doesn't have that sort of like a class of life for themselves, actually. So they're like a tool. So it's just like the tangibles is just having things. I want a purse, I want this, I want the latest, I want to be in your car. So it's kind of take away from the value of themselves. And I think most of them will not realize that until like they're in their 40s and 50s and realize that the lifestyle they lived wasn't really worth what they were doing.
If they even do realize.
Yeah.
If they even do realize.
Sometimes they have to because there's a song that I always refer when I used to talk to most of my friends. It's called, it's sung by Charlene. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. And what the song was about is that she's undressed by kings. She traveled the world. She was with everybody, that high end, but she realized she was living an illusion life, a fictitious life, a useless life. She had a lot of abortions and stuff. So in the song, she's telling you, it's like it's a dream, and it goes away, and it's not worth it, actually.
Because you're looking for validation externally rather than within you.
I cannot come down on young people because sometimes you got to look at, in the American system itself, and especially in the underprivileged areas, a lot of these kids grow up without fathers. So I can't come down on them too much, but I think, in a sense, they just get lost into a system that they feel will work for them. Because once you craving things, then you make yourself vulnerable. If you push yourself to education, then you get a little more exposed as to what is. Because you value yourself and you figure you want to be your own person and build, So my thing is like, I have 3 girls.
Oh, wow.
I have 2 daughters.
I was going to ask you.
And the oldest one doing a PhD at Columbia. The middle one, she graduated. And the little one, she just graduated last year. She's teaching. She's going to do her master's. So I was a good example to them. After I divorced their mother, they saw me with one person. I had more than one, but they will never see that because I always give them that respect, actually. So today, they living a good life. I work hard. I pay for their college. I'm broke. No, teasing you. But they had a good example. So they're not into that. And they grow well, so they're not into that somebody have to give them something. They had most of it for me. So they're living their life now.
Sorry, you guys can use it. It's okay, you guys can use it. Yeah, thank you.
We call 911. Yeah.
Maybe they can join.
So I was saying that.
Wait, just let the sound. All right, go ahead.
I don't like to criticize people or things. I try to open it up to see what's the good in it and what's the part that that you don't really need, sort of, you know. So as I say with my kids, I push them in a certain direction. I was always there for them, and they're doing pretty well, and I'm proud of it.
I think having loving parents that are available
Yeah,
makes a difference.
that's too, because I remember on my youngest one, when she was like 14th birthday, I took her and her friends, like 8 or 10 of them, to a restaurant. And we had like two cars. So I drove in a different car, and my ex drove her up in another car. And then when I came out my car, I saw her standing. She didn't see me, and I grabbed and hugged her and lifted her up. And then her friend was like, "I wish my daddy can do that." And it was so touching that she said that, you know. And it was sad. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not something I could say, well, I'm proud that I could lift my daughter. But then again, hearing that kids didn't have that privilege to be share that love, is what makes a lot of sadness in the world today.
So, what about you? Like on a personal level, did you grow up with good relationship models?
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah. The thing is, I grew up with I have a huge family. Huge. We probably have 200 members of our family in the United States. My great aunts and stuff started migrating in the late 50s. So all in the 60s, 70s, most of my family migrated here on my mom's side. Some of my dad's side, they were more in London and places, actually. So growing up in the Caribbean, I left there in my early 20s. Every one of my aunts and uncles, everybody married, so you just seen families. You just family and kids and family and kids. So that's all you see. So it makes you sort of give more respect to a relation when you have, because you kind of want to do the same thing. So it kind of make you look more forward, actually. I was married for 19 years. So that was a long stretch, actually, you know, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
But even on an immediate level, like your parents or your immediate caregivers, like were they ever like, I want that for myself, for you?
If I want that for myself.
Yeah. Did you ever think to look at your mom and dad and you're like, I want that?
I believe in my mom and dad were married until my dad passed. So my thing is, I feel if I'm with someone and we cool and it's linked in, I go with it. That's how I know it, actually. Yeah. But here it's kind of like, the culture is a little different. So you have to kind of like, you know, make some adjustments according to, you know, what it is.